Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing well or relatively well. Today's video is going to be a chit-chatty illustration video about artist's block. It is a phrase that I find supremely irritating, but I shall discuss that a bit further on. Really quickly, I just want to go over the subject matter for this piece. As you can tell, she is a sassy little Art Deco inspired malcontent. Gold glitteriness, fabulous clothing. It's what I do. The art supplies that I used for the creation of this piece will be listed down below for your reference. Mainly I used watercolor and ink. Pretty basic. It's generally what I tend to stick to. At this point, I may have exhausted just about everything that there is to say regarding my technique, so I will refrain from getting into detail about my art process in this video. I think those of you who've been with me for a while are pretty comfortable with my process, the materials that I used, and all of that. And for those of you who are new, just watch this video, see what's going on in the background, and you'll get a little gist for how I do things. Or you can always go through my archived playlist and you can see other illustration videos. Okay, so let us hop right into the topic of this video. And as I said, that is going to be artist's block. So what is artist's block anyway? In my opinion, and in the most basic of descriptions, artist's block is essentially a lack of inspiration, which in turn results in a lack of motivation. This sounds about correct, right? It's a fairly succinct description, but I think it does a pretty good job of generalizing and encompassing everything that is this quote-unquote artist's block. Without trying to be self-aggrandizing here, without trying to be patronizing, I absolutely, truly believe that artist's block is an absolute farce. I think it's an excuse, period. Just keep listening, and I'll explain. Have any one of you out there who's currently watching this video been keeping an eye out on social media? Anyone? Facebook, Instagram, have you been keeping up on it? If so, although I suppose Instagram in particular would be the bigger culprit here, but in any case, throughout the month of October, several month-long challenges spring up every year. The two primary players being Inktober and Drawloween. Chances are, if you are a creative in any capacity, or if you follow anyone who is, you have seen these hashtags thrown about on the internet, right? Probably. So here is where, my darlings, the beef begins and what spurred the topic of conversation. In recent weeks, I've peeped several posts posted by people complaining about artist's block. You know the type of post, the woe is me, feel sorry for me, staple my hand to my forehead in despair, the seasonal depression is so real, I miss my sketchbook. Right? We've seen these posts. And inevitably, every post prior to this whiny little cry fest, has been a selfie, probably 75 selfies, followed by 27 burrito shots, and 300 other posts about miscellaneous nonsense. Correct? Well, if you're one of these people, sweetheart, listen, you wouldn't miss your sketchbook nearly as much if you used those 5 minutes that you spent editing and posting that Instagram image to, I don't know, what else could you have possibly spent those 5 minutes doing? Drawing something, perhaps? Sketching? Playing with your art supplies? I mean, that's news to me, right? I believe you have an idea of where this conversation is headed. No? So circling back momentarily to the art challenges, I myself have participated in 2 of these and I've completed them. The general gist of these challenges, for those of you who do not know, is to follow a daily prompt and subsequently share an image on social media. That is, of course, related to said prompt. 31 drawings in 31 days, essentially. It sounds fun, and it is. Well, everyone thinks it sounds fun, but inevitably, many people fall off the boat within a week. Some within a few days, despite having the best intentions of going into one of these challenges. You know, people are so fired up for it, they're so ready for it, and then womp womp, they fail. So what is that all about? Is it laziness? Is it a lack of motivation? Is life getting in the way? Any one of those? Any of the above? Nope. None of these are valid reasons, barring, of course, any extenuating, devastating life events, of course. But generally speaking, none of these are valid reasons. They're all sorry-ass pathetic excuses. So why do I say this? First of all, let me say that no, I'm not trying to come off as aggressive. This is not a personal attack. This is my opinion. My opinion, mine, mio, c'est moi. This is my opinion and I'm allowed to have it. And guess what? So are you. So if you disagree with me, that's totally fine. We can still have tea together. It's fine. We don't have to rip each other's heads off. That is so unnecessary and I don't need your blood on my shoes anyway. But I do hope that those of you out there who are in need of a little push, just a little nudge in the creative direction that you want to go through may cull a little twinge of inspiration and or motivation from this video. So why don't I believe in this myth of artist block? Because it isn't real, quite frankly. And the reason that I say this is because you are your own road. You are your own block. I'm going to mention the drawing challenges once again because they are such a great example to illustrate my point. And there are several other drawing challenges throughout the year. This isn't relegated simply to October. One that comes immediately to my mind at the moment that I'm sitting down to record this voiceover is Mermaid, which happens in May, and I believe that one is all about drawing mermaids or mythological creatures throughout the month of May. I'm not sure. I'm not a mermaid person, so I have no idea, but I digress. When I participated in Drawloween, it was difficult. I live and I breathe illustration and creativity in general. Without art, I would be absolutely lost. And yet, participating in one of these things was difficult. Why was that? Because cranking out a daily prompt and sticking to it every single damn day was a feat. Especially when it is not necessarily under the direction of somebody else, but the prompts were created by someone else. So someone else made the list and I'm following it. So that just inherently in itself becomes a little bit of an issue, right? Some days were easier than others, some were great, and some were not. The daily prompts were not inspiring all the time, but what was I supposed to do? Quit, fall behind, and then jump on Instagram, post 70 selfies, and start complaining about the artist block that I'm suffering? No. There are a lot of things in life that I complain about, things that I cannot control. You know, my height, the weather destroying my hair, my this, my that, whatever. Insert grievance here. But there is absolutely no reason to complain about something that I have full control of. The key to completing extensive/extended projects is to not only cultivate the discipline to follow through, but to have the foresight to plan ahead and to set myself up for success. Artist's block is all in your head. Do you have an art project that has been on your mind, but you can't quite find the time? I'm throwing up bunny quotes on that statement because that's another one that irritates me. Are you uninspired and are you sitting in front of your television or losing hours on social media blaming artist's block for your lack of motivation? Well, gather around, darlings, because I have a terrible tale to tell, but it is very true. Here goes. Baby, you are the block. I am going to put it simply and as succinctly as I can. Cobwebs are not going to clear themselves. Want the dust and the grime gone? Get off your behind, pull out the broom, the mop, the Swiffer, the cloths, whatever it is, and clear the cobwebs yourself. You, yourself. Yes, you, the butt that is sitting on the couch, Netflix and chilling with your cell phone. Get off the couch. There is a myth that some creatives thrive on perpetuating. It is the idea that we are some special unicorns from and through which inspiration flows like a sparkling stream. Blech. Gag me. While that may be absolutely true for a tiny fraction of the creative population, and by this I'm referring to those truly mythical artists who live these fantastically hermity lives out in the middle of nowhere without a care in the world for technology, or they don't even care to join the real world. They don't even play with social media. They don't care. They are living true, unencumbered, romantic, artistic lives. This isn't about them. This is for the rest of us, the majority. We artists are normal people who eat, sleep, and defecate just as everyone else does. Some of us may do it with a bit more panache, I'll give you that. I, myself, for example, I make smiley faces with my pancake syrup. I sleep in a pink lit bedroom. And if you've watched my apartment tour, you've seen my bathroom. So eating, sleeping, defecating, some of us take it just a few notches too extra, and that's fine. But in general, we all have the same daily struggles, and even we as creatives, the ones who bleed pencil shavings, even we have to force ourselves to be productive because we're human and we suck, right? We are not mythical creatures. We are human beings and we suck. Yes, even I have to force myself from time to time to do even the things that I want to do. Now you may be thinking, but Karla, you're being an idiot. Forcing something to happen will never work. And while this is absolutely true in some areas of life, it is absolutely not true when it comes to art, and it is especially not relevant to me. Now, I am not necessarily advocating that you force yourself to draw each and every second of every day. That isn't what I'm saying at all. When you are not in the right headspace, it simply isn't going to work for you. But what I am saying is that you do not need to be actively creating on a piece of paper or a canvas. You don't. Treasure the moments that you are away from your workstation because your unencumbered mind will flow with ideas instead of binge watching all of the garbage on television or on YouTube or whatever it is. Free your mind. Let that space clear out so that you are welcoming ideas in. You don't have to be drawing, as I said. You can be reorganizing your art supplies, flipping through your old sketchbooks, or for the love of all things unholy, go outside. Go outside. Better yet, get rid of your television and delete one of your social media accounts. I know deleting all of them is going overboard, but at least delete one of them. While you may think casually watching a show or Facebooking doesn't require much brain space, it does. And it is absolutely a distraction. Social media is engineered to be a distraction. That's what they do. Social media was not developed to encourage lovey-dovey camaraderie and to bring people closer together. No, it was designed to sell things to people. It was designed to push advertising. It was designed to make the developers who created it money. It is a tool that us as creatives have learned how to use in a way that will allow us to engage with our audience, which is fantastic. I'm not discounting the power that social media has, but I think if you allow it, it can take over your life, and that is the power that they want. They want to suck you into it. They want to suck you into the drama, to the ads, to everything, to distract you from doing what actually matters to you, because doing what matters to you is not going to make them money. Are you honestly going to tell me that sitting on Facebook for 15 minutes is more inspiring than taking a walk outside, than peeling your eyes off the screen? Are you honestly going to argue with me on that one? I don't think so, because you know that it's true. You should absolutely use social media to your advantage. If you follow YouTubers or Instagrammers that you think are inspiring, by all means, throw on one of their YouTube videos or 10 of them. Watch them in the background, and while you do it, pull out something to work on. Work in tandem with the creatives that you are into. And that way, you are cultivating a creative environment for yourself. Just get rid of the trash is basically what I'm trying to say. So here's the gist of it, goblins. Stop playing the victim card. Get shit done by getting out of your own way. Get out of your own way. The universe is not responsible for your misery. You are. Thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this piece and that you found a tiny slice of this disgusting oration inspiring in some way. It's probably very cringe-inducing, I know, but it's just something that needs to be said because I know that I have a lot of people out there who ask me from time to time, Karla, how do you stay motivated? How do you find the motivation? This, that, and the other. And here's a little snippet into how I do it, and I hope that you will take something from this. Thank you for watching once again. And again, I hope that you enjoyed her. This little lady will be available on Etsy as soon as this video is up. All pertinent links will be down below, my website, my socials, all of that good stuff. Mwah, mwah. I will see you again in the next one.